The crescent moon hung low over the forest, its pale light stretching across the worn floorboards of the old wooden house in faint, ghostly streaks. I lay frozen in bed, every muscle tensed, straining to hear something, anything, in the silence. It was in tea. The usual night sounds, the rustling of insects or the sigh of wind through the cracks. It was something else. Soft, deliberate footsteps, moving slowly, as if someone or something was hiding in the shadows. My heart pounded against my ribs. I remembered my grandmother Soma's warning. Never, ever leave the room after sunset. But tonight, the darkness itself felt alive. A strange, almost sweet scent filled the air. It was a mix of damp earth and a heavy, cloying floral aroma I couldn't place, like flowers left to wither in the sun. I shifted just a little, and the floorboards groaned under my weight. Pressing myself against the window frame, I peered into the hallway. The darkness was thick, and it seemed to move with every breath I took, pulsing with its own rhythm. And then I saw it. A figure, or maybe just the illusion of one drifting down the hallway. The way it moved, it was familiar. It was Soma's unmistakable limping step. But something was horribly wrong. The shadow moved in jerky, unnatural motions, like a puppet whose strings were being pulled by invisible hands. And that strange, sweet scent was stronger now, coming from the figure itself. A voice echoed from the far end of the hallway, but it didn't come from the shadow. It was weak, broken, and trembling with a fragility that sent a cold shiver down my spine. "Don't look, child. Go back to bed." My body went rigid, my back pressed against the cold wall. I squeezed my eyes shut, trying to banish the horrifying image from my mind. When I finally dared to open them again, the hallway was empty. There was nothing but that lingering scent, thick and sweet, hanging in the air. Morning came slowly, the sunlight slanting through the window and illuminating dust motes dancing in the warm air. I got out of bed cautiously, my body still tense, half expecting the night to follow me into the day. My grandmother was by the stove, her hands busy with dry sticks. Everything seemed normal, almost peaceful, except for the faint tremor in her hands and the streaks of dried mud on her dress. "Grandma." Last night, I started, my voice barely a whisper. Soma turned, forcing a tight, weary smile. "You were dreaming, child. Nothing happened here." But I knew better. The memory of that shadow, the strange movements, the scent, it was all branded into my mind. All day, I watched her. I saw the small moments when her eyes grew distant, when her lips moved silently, forming words I couldn't understand. A heavy unease settled over the house, clinging to every corner. By afternoon, a mix of curiosity and a quiet dread drove me to follow her. Soma moved through the forest behind the house with surprising speed, her usual, slow, deliberate steps replaced by a purposeful stride. I crept between the dense trees and undergrowth, careful not to make a sound. I followed her until we reached an ancient, gnarled tree. There, beneath its thick canopy, my breath caught in my throat. Dozens of old handmade cloth dolls hung from the branches, their faces stitched with black thread. Some were small, others almost life. One doll had long hair just like mine, tied with the exact same ribbon I wore every day. Soma turned to look at me, her dark eyes holding a depth I couldn't begin to understand. "I told you not to follow me." I stepped back instinctively, and my foot brushed against something soft on the ground. My heart hammered in my chest as I bent down. It was another doll. Its face was an uncanny resemblance of Soma, stitched with meticulous detail. It seems marked with a faint red thread. "Grandma, who are you?" I whispered, my voice trembling. Her hands trembled as she reached out to me. "I am your grandmother, child. But there is a truth I have kept from you for many years." And then she told me everything. Years ago, during a violent storm, she had rescued me from a terrible accident. Everyone else had perished. But from that night on, certain spirits had followed me restless, searching for something they could never find. To protect Miss Soma had made a pact. She created the dolls as substitutes, a way to keep her promise to the spirits without giving me up. Each doll was a stand-in, a symbol of a promise not fully kept, a delicate balance between protection and deception. My gaze fell on the dolls hanging all around us, and a slow, chilling understanding dawned on me. This was why she spent hours stitching, why the air often smelled of flowers I couldn't name. They were guardians, but they were also reminders that some things can never be completely controlled. Last night, I began, my voice quivering. That was me, Soma admitted, but not entirely. They sought to warn you, to remind me of my duty to protect you. As the sun began to sink, casting long golden rays through the branches, Soma's hands moved steadily, stitching another doll into existence. The forest was quiet, yet it felt alive. Every shadow stretched and twisted, every leaf rustled as if whispering secrets. I felt a strange mix of fear and wonder, a feeling that I had stepped into a place where time and reality were fragile, where the living and the unseen coexisted in a delicate, airy harmony. The light faded, and darkness spread like a tide through the forest. My pulse quickened, but under my grandmother's watchful eyes, I felt an odd sense of safety. The dolls, the shadows, the whispers, they were all part of the balance Soma had maintained for years. And now, I finally understood my role in it. I would grow up aware of these unseen forces, living alongside them in a way that demanded both respect and constant vigilance. The next morning, the house was quiet in the sunlight. Soma sat on the porch, deftly stitching a new doll. Its long hair caught the morning rays, its eyes wide and curious. A tiny streak of red on its neck marked it as special. Soma smiled softly, murmuring, "Now you are safe, child, always with me." From the corner of the room, my eyes bright, alert, and wide with a new awareness, watched the sun-dappled yard. I had survived the night, but the forest, the dolls, and the delicate balance between the known and the unknown would remain with me forever. In the house, the shadows shifted gently. The dolls swayed with unseen movements, and the boundary between our world and the spirit's world remained forever blurred. Thank you so much for joining me on this chilling journey. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, subscribe for more tales from the shadows, and let me know in the comments what you think the spirits were searching for. Stay safe, and see you next time.